Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Queen of Cups, a lot of depth here. You're somebody with really intense emotions. I think you're somebody who feels things very, very deeply. I feel right now your aura is wide open. I feel like you're very susceptible to the energies around you. You know, in other words, a lot of feelings lately. You know, I think that you're somebody who sort of dwells in your feelings sometimes, okay? That feelings for you aren't just something fleeting that is kind of here and then it's gone. I think, you know, you really feel things. And that feeling kind of washes over you and it lingers for a minute. And you really feel that feeling, right? So I kind of feel as if recently, maybe the last few weeks, couple months maybe, you've been in a bit of a deep feeling, I guess, right? I think that you've been in a little bit of a rut, maybe we could call it. Yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things in your life are making you feel a certain way. Yeah. And I don't know that you've had the most sort of cheerful outlook lately on life. Okay. But there's a lot of levels here, you know. There is a real depth to you. I think deep down in your soul, you really know that you're here for a reason. You know that you're here to do something great with your life, right? And it's just a matter of kind of swimming to the surface here and kind of getting out of this depth, right? And maybe we're down here for a reason. Maybe we're swimming down in these depths to really find what we care about, to really reconnect with that sense of purpose and that sense of destiny. Okay, but it's very, very deep waters. Now, let's put some more cards around and see what is going on here. Now, look at that. Well, now we've gone from the very depths of the sea to rising above the surface of the water into the clouds, into the air. We're getting now kind of above the clouds a little bit. So there really is a change here. Okay, I like that. Got a 10 of Wands underneath, 3 of Cups. There is the Moon card. That is your power card. The Moon card rules the sign of Pisces. Okay, and I think this is a very good sign. And the 8 of Swords, Prince of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Princess of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles, I think, is a good way to end because it shows that we're doing something different, right? It shows that we're making changes, that we're moving things around, right? It is, I feel that this is really good energy. It means things are happening, yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're just going to set it down over here and put our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. Shout out to Mindy. Okay, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card at any point during the reading, I want you to put your prediction, your hunch, your guess down in the comments. I think this is a good opportunity for us to exercise our intuition. All right. Let's take a look around the room. We've got major arcana. Well, yeah, we've got a couple. We've got the Moon card and the Hanged Man. There is a potential in you toward this sort of moodiness, right? There is, with this Hanged Man, I think a lot of things going on in your life that any reasonable person would feel some type of way about. Okay, it's hard when our environment, things are not going according to plan. I don't know if there's been injury or illness in your family, or there's been a loss, or there's been just some setbacks in the world, but it's understandable that you would be in these depths. Okay, but what I see is that you're working very diligently to pull yourself out of this. Okay, and now with that Queen of Swords, we find a lot of kind of fresh perspective, a lot of fresh air. We're sort of getting out of that water, whereas the Hanged Man is kind of sinking further into it. But the Hanged Man, we can always turn it upside down. Now, I don't read reversals. When I turn the Hanged Man upside down, it really is through your effort that you're going to do that. Okay, I could turn it around and show you, but it's going to take a lot of work for you to climb out. This is you emerging from that water. If we look at the Hanged Man like this, you're sort of diving into the water. Now, you're emerging out of the water, like in a movie, like in Splash or something. I guess I'm showing my age here. You're emerging from the water, right? You're getting out of that. It's an attitude of triumph. It's an attitude of almost an attitude of gratitude, right? And this is a real change in your. I predict in the next few days, a week, I think you're going to find a lot more things going on around you that will inspire happiness. Okay, I think things are really turning around. I think you are turning things around. Okay, in your environment, this is kind of looking at the things in your life that do bring you joy. Okay? Getting out of the water and seeing life. There's beauty all around you. This is kind of like you're emerging from this water and your attitude changes. I feel like people are going to be like looking at you like, dang, where'd you get that smile, Pisces? Like, what's going on with you? You seem different, And I think you are different. I think we're emerging from this. It might be a bit of a dark night. It might be that we're really in some grief. We're in a funk, okay? And it happens to all of us for different reasons. I think this is you emerging from this, okay? We've got the fire that it's going to take. Of course, we have our water. Even the Hanged Man is water. We've got our air. And our air here, see, we've got the right amount of air. We've got, a little bit too much, maybe, that we're kind of prone to overthinking a little bit. And then we finally have our earth energy at the end, which is showing a shift in behavior. It's showing that we're kind of getting back to what we want to be doing. We're no longer kind of in the rut. Now we're up, we're moving, we're out in the world, we're doing things, We're making moves. 5 of Pentacles. Good stuff. But the Queen of Swords is that higher perspective. This is somebody who has risen above the tumultuous waters. Really, it's about your perception getting above the surface of the water. You're not down in the depths of the water anymore. You're up getting that higher perspective. You're in your rational mind. But we want to kind of even go above that. We want to just kind of see the sunlight and experience the warmth and the joy and just sort of look around. We don't want to be thinking too much. We don't want to be feeling too much. But we're at least getting out of the turbulent waters. Okay? And we're seeing the bigger picture. We're seeing that the turbulent waters, they're there, but so is the beauty. So is everything else. So are our loved ones, and all of these things that will bring us joy. We're able to see and even into the future now. We can see a larger perspective. We can see the past, the present, and we can see what's available to us in the future and how this moment, even if it's been months that you've been in this water, it's a small portion of the bigger picture. Okay? So this is kind of the realization that there is a lot of great things to be experienced. And I feel like this is really something that you're sort of consciously willing. You are putting in the effort. And I think that's why we've got this Ten of Wands down here. It really is taking every ounce of strength that you have to sort of get up and get that higher perspective, to climb out of this hole, to make it through this dark night, to get through the dark forest of this moon energy, and to see that sun. You're the one that's pushing that sun up into the darkness there to illuminate everything. See, the Ten of Wands is about sort of maximum effort. Really, pedal to the metal kind of thing, not holding anything back, giving it everything that you've got. It's also a card that is asking a question. And that question is, are you allowing other people to help you? Sometimes we see this card, and this is us wanting to do everything ourselves. We're refusing help. Okay? So sometimes we need to ask ourselves that question, am I accepting the help that I need? Okay? I think that's something really deep. That's something important. And it's underneath all of this. It's kind of, especially if we're in this deep water energy, and then we feel like we're alone as well, it makes it even more difficult. So with this card, make sure that you are asking for help, that you're allowing help. Even if it's just companionship, even if it is literally asking somebody to carry some of the burden for you. If let's say you're a diver, you're a scuba diver, you're down at the bottom of the ocean, and it's such a struggle to swim up to the top because you're carrying too much. Let's say you're taking up some rock samples or something, I don't know. You got all your gear, Maybe you leave some behind, so it's easier. Maybe you've got a partner down there with you. You should always dive in pairs, right? Tell your friend to carry some of this stuff. Then the both of you can get up to the surface easier. So it's smart to share the load, to allow somebody to help you carry the burden so that it's a little bit easier, a little bit lighter on you, okay? To get up to the surface and to be able to kind of breathe easier, We've got a Three of Cups behind everything. I wonder if this was something to do with family. I wonder if you have experienced the loss of a loved one, right? A loved one has transitioned into spirit. I sort of feel like that maybe is something that could be happening. I almost wonder if it's a sibling or something. I feel like it's somebody close to you in age. I don't feel like it's anybody really old or really young. I feel like it's a sibling, it's a cousin, maybe it's a friend, but somebody your age, right? There's a family thing. There's a close connection anyway. Maybe it was chosen family. Maybe it was, romance. Maybe it was a friend that seemed like a family member. And I kind of wonder if there is, there's something that you wanted to tell them, but you never got a chance to. Okay? I'm feeling like they know. I'm feeling like they've heard you say it, Not so much that you told them while they were here, but maybe after they transitioned to spirit, you've kind of been feeling it and saying it and thinking it, and they're aware of that. But I feel like this was you showing them how much you cared about them while they were here with you, through your interactions with them, through your appreciation and your love and the things that you would do together, and they knew even if the words weren't there. Do you know what I mean? You have an animal that sleeps with you at night. It doesn't seem like a very large animal. It's a cat or a small dog, right? It could be something else, I guess. But there's like an animal that kind of cuddles with you at nighttime, yeah. And you may even have worked in an animal shelter or something like that because there's some connection with animal care. Yeah. This person, they know what you felt for them. They're aware. They know how much you appreciated them. They appreciated you, even if the words were never really there. even if, and maybe this is some of the swords energy that we see here and here. That maybe we didn't really know how to express ourselves to this person, or maybe they didn't know how to quite express themselves to you. But there was this a sort of communication that happened on a higher plane. You know, that the way that you two felt about each other was well known. That you both felt it and knew it, and there was no doubt. You didn't need the words. Sometimes the words can interfere, right? That's the Eight of Swords, interference. Sometimes too many words will get in the way of us conveying our meaning. You know? Now, I'm hearing something about you. You keep sort of some kind of mementos, concert tickets, or some sort, maybe airplane tickets, but some strips of paper, right? Well, I don't know what those are, but I'm being shown that you keep those. Maybe it was something to do with your relationship with this person, or things that you would do together, or some sort of a keepsake thing, but I'm just these strips of paper or something, yeah? So the Eight of Swords really is the idea that too many words can sometimes distort the meaning, or interfere, or confuse the meaning. Sometimes it's just static. Where the real essence of the truth and the reality is something that was felt between the two of you that didn't really need a conversation. Yeah. So they know. And were they the last person to give you flowers, or to do something with flowers with you? Either planting flowers or something about a flower, yeah. I feel like this is, we got this moon card up here at the top. I feel like this is kind of a bit of a dark night. It's a difficult period to get out of, but you're in this mode of, you're giving it everything that you've got. And I think whoever this other person is, if a friend, family member, a lover, a sibling, I feel like they are encouraging you. It's like with the two wands here in the 10, I kind of feel like they're right next to you. And they're kind of helping you swim to the surface here, to get this perspective, to see the bigger picture of life, to see the potential, to see the future, to see the sun, and to get out of this sort of darkness and get back to yourself. Get back to your life and your progress, and all of these great things that you have planned for yourself, that you have available to yourself. Now, I want to talk about the path of the serpent. As I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, and it really does support the channel, and I do appreciate that. All right? If you don't mind, anyway. Okay, general energy now. We've got fixed air energy. This is kind of like, this is like we believe in something and we're not letting go of it. Okay? This is you really holding on to a thought or an idea or even a word or a phrase, and you're not letting go of it. So I wonder too, if we are talking about a contemporary person, someone your age, I wonder if they had a motto or something, or like a nickname. I feel like it's a word or a phrase that either represents them, or that they would always say to you, or a nickname they gave you or something like that. Because there's some series of words that you are not like letting go of, that I don't know if you're going to write them down, you're going to get them tattooed, or if you just keep saying them to yourself, but it's just, and I can't see what the words are. But there's a word or a phrase that is very, very important to you. And I think it really is, it's encouraging you. Okay. It's encouraging you to really fix your sights, to fix your mind on your future, on the bigger picture of your life, and to consciously now turn this hanged man around. Okay? And it's sort of, we're being pushed up now, out of the water into this higher perspective, to see the bigger picture, to see the future, to see your potential, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to see, right? And that leads us, of course, into the Princess of Cups. This is the position of the difficulty, right? Because you're somebody who's you're very influenced by your feelings. If you feel a certain way, you kind of behave in that way. If we're feeling kind of sad or hurt or low in any kind of a way, it really affects our behaviors. Okay? If we're feeling happy, if we're feeling excited, if we're feeling optimistic and hopeful, then it comes out in our behaviors, and we start acting in that way. And it's really the Princess of Cups is somebody who's very moved by their emotions. And like I said, you're very susceptible to things coming in from outside too, So I think that this shift in perspective, it's almost like we are trying to will ourselves into a better mood. It doesn't always work that way. We can't do that. How bad is it when you're in this sort of this state, if we want to call it sadness or something, right? And someone just comes along and says, "Hey, why don't you be happy? Just cheer up, buddy." I'm a solar Cancer, and I don't like it when people tell me to be happy. I don't like it when people tell me to cheer up. You could try cheering me up with some magic tricks or juggling or something, but to just say, "Hey, cheer up, buddy," is kind of insulting. Yeah. Because you're somebody that needs to feel how you feel. You need to process it and you need to work through it. Okay? And that's what we're doing here, and that this is a difficult thing. So at no point in this reading am I trying to tell you to just cheer up. Okay? But I do see that you're trying to influence your mood by changing your behaviors. Just as, how we feel affects how we behave affects our mood. It's very difficult for us to be sad when we are fill in the blank, right? What is it that we can do? It's difficult to be, it's difficult to be sad when you are, I don't know, pretending to be a mime or something, right? I don't know. Let me know. Leave some comments. Let me know what one of those kinds of things are. I'm trying to think of something that we can do, something that we can perform physically that is just automatically going to make us feel better. It's hard to be sad when you're on a unicycle. I don't know. It's all circusy kind of stuff when you're juggling. So help me think of some of those kinds of things. Yeah. That would be good. Leave them in the comments. But that's what the Five of Pentacles is. That we're getting moving. We're doing something different. We're up. We're moving around. We're keeping busy, yes, but we're not just trying to distract ourselves from our feelings. We're still very much aware of how we feel. And now we're seeing if I can just start juggling this whatever, am I gonna start feeling better? It's kind of like I'm gonna go pet some kittens or something. How is that gonna make me feel? So we're sort of experimenting with different behaviors to see how it influences our feelings. And I think before we know it, we're going to be smiling, because I think someone's going to be like, "Hey, where'd you get that smile, Pisces?" And you'll be like, "What smile?" And you're, "Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm coming out of this." Rather than kind of repeating the same behaviors that we usually do when we're in these feelings are going to reinforce us in those feelings. It's going to be hard to swim out. Okay, so maybe we don't wait for the feelings to really change and then the behaviors change. Maybe we try to see, what can we do to just sort of, it's our effort of swimming to the surface. Okay? But let me know in the comments what some of these activities might be. I need some for myself sometimes, and I can't think of anything really right now except, being with animals, I guess, petting kittens, or, watching those silly cat videos on YouTube or something. Cats always make me laugh. I don't know why. Anyway, let's look at that mystery card. Yeah, I want to see. I'm anticipating it's something quite cheerful. We got a lot of kind of sort of dark colors here, We need to brighten things up. I want the Empress card. I want the Sun card. Maybe some more fire energy. I'm going to go ahead and say the Fool. Yeah? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. Oh, the Ace of Cups. Well, that's pretty good too. The Ace of Cups is kind of like we're getting back to that pure fountain of emotional energy. For the one thing, I think it is what we find when we go down into these depths. Remember I said that we go way down in here to try to reconnect with a sense of purpose or to reconnect with something, right? I think this is what we find. So this might be you reconnecting with that sense of purpose. That gets you really fired up. And now we swim to the surface with our purpose and we start kind of moving in our chosen direction, you know. I think this is also us appreciating every single emotion, because the Ace of Cups will become every feeling. It will become all forms of love. It will become all emotions. This is the source of the ocean that is the Queen of Cups, right? If this is that infinitely deep ocean, this is where all that water comes from. The good, the bad, the pleasant, the unpleasant, and all of that stuff. So this is us really realizing that all feelings come from the divine, come from source, come from this pure place. So there's no feeling that's good or bad, right or wrong. We feel how we feel, and we learn how to work with that energy. And I think that's what you're doing through your physical expressions. You know, I said like juggling or like, you know, petting the cat or something. You're learning how your physical movements can sort of direct the water energy. And maybe it is something like dance, you know, or some sort of intentional movement, Tai Chi, any kind of Hatha yoga, or anything like this. Miming, right? It's all about the movement of energy. And in your case, it's the movement of the emotional, watery energy. Yeah. I think this is very, very good. I think if you're not already, I think you should be doing some sort of intentional movement with the intention of controlling or directing your emotional energy. All right. Now we're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. There is a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Pisces Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. And leave me some comments. All right. Let me know where in the world you're watching from too. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.